Tune Review Print Speaking to the Blind, celebrating 40 years of audio newspaper production. Welcome to this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch Herald podcast, recorded at the Bishopbriggs Media Centre by our amazing volunteers. You can get in touch with us via Facebook, Twitter or Instagram using @TuneReview. That is @CUEANDREVIEW. You can also contact us directly by emailing information@tunereview.com. That is INFORMATION@CUEANDREVIEW.com, or by calling 0141 772 3976. That's 0141 772 3976.
This week's podcast, Wednesday the 10th of May 2023, was read by Corey, Alan and Ian. Concern over fire stations. SFRS said it is fully committed to address the issues. Fire stations must improve. Scottish Fire and Rescue are fully committed to addressing issues and improving their portfolio of buildings. That was the assurance given by the Acting Director of Asset Management, Ian Morris. He was speaking after criticism from Scottish Labour MSP, Katie Clark, who raised the alarm over findings she says shows West Scotland's fire estate is falling apart. She said that over half the stations in the area are viewed by SFRS as being in bad or poor condition, with a further 47% assessed as being of bad or poor suitability. In total, 75% of buildings in the estate are assessed as being of bad or poor suitability, with 45% being assessed as in either bad or poor condition. Ms. Clark told the Herald, "It is astonishing to see the extent to which the Scotland's fire estate is falling apart. Firefighters, who work so hard to ensure the safety of people in our communities, need to be well equipped, well resourced, well protected and well paid to do the job they do. However, these stats show that a number of stations do not even have the basic bathroom or shower facilities. Some even lack a running water supply. This is not acceptable and puts firefighters, who are already exposed to dangerous fire contaminants in their day-to-day job, at further risk of developing cancers and other illnesses. Of the buildings in the SFRS estate, where the age is known, 42% are at least half a century old. Shockingly, 25% of stations in West Scotland do not have dedicated female showers, with Beath, Millport and Brodick stations lacking drying facilities. Findings showed that Helensburgh and Mulgaive stations are both in need of remedial action. Mr. Morris told us, "The safety and welfare of our staff who serve communities across Scotland remains a priority for us. We are fully committed to addressing any challenges around the repair and maintenance of our buildings, as we work tirelessly to balance our budget. We recognise that there are a number of fire stations where there are limited welfare facilities. These are already identified within our ongoing capital investment requirements and plans." Ms. Clark said the Scottish Government has had 15 years to modernise the estate and has failed to do so, with the real terms impact being the effect on response times to emergency incidents. She said the failings are putting the public at risk, and added, "These figures must be a wake-up call. It's time to modernise Scotland's crumbling fire estate." Mr. Morris said there were plans in place to modernise the estate, making sure that the facilities were up to date and befitting of the 21st century. He added, "All our existing buildings have site-specific control measures to minimise contamination following a review. Steps include supplying all appliances and training centres with specialist decontamination wipes and the trial of station zoning systems to limit potential spread." This Week in History, read by me, Ian McKenna. May the 10th, 1941, Rudolf Hess, Hitler's deputy, parachuted into Scotland in an effort to negotiate a peace settlement, but was arrested and imprisoned for the remainder of the war. On this day last year, the Prince of Wales read the Queen's speech, as the monarch missed the state opening of Parliament for the first time in almost 60 years. May the 11th, 1981, reggae singer Bob Marley died of cancer. May the 12th, 1937, the coronation of King George VI took place in Westminster Abbey and was broadcast worldwide by the BBC. On this day last year, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge said their thoughts were with Deborah James and her family after donating an undisclosed amount to the podcast host fundraising initiative. May 13th, 1981, Pope John Paul II survived an assassination attempt at St. Peter's Square in Rome. May the 14th, 1987, American actress Rita Hayworth died. On this day last year, Ukraine won the Eurovision Song Contest with folk rap group Kalish Orchestra, with the UK's Sam Ryder coming second. May 15th, 1941, Britain's first jet-propelled aircraft, the Gloucester Whittle E-28/39, flew for the first time. On this day last year, Little Mix members struggled to sing through tears in their final performance before taking a break from the band. MSP backs Red Phone Box plan. An ambitious plan for a giant version of Kirkintilloch's iconic K6 red telephone box to be placed in the town to attract visitors has been praised by local MSP Rona Mackay. Resident John Dixon is behind the giant red phone box project, which resulted in Kirkintilloch being named the winner of the Future Town Design competition 3 years ago. It is hoped the proposed 55-metre tall phone box would include a number of attractions. The central highlight would be the Kirkintilloch Foundry experience, an interactive journey through the area's industrial past, showcasing its part in the creation of the world-famous K6. At a special event held to highlight the progress of the project, Ms Mackay said it would put Kirky on the global map if it came to fruition. Surveys and social media have also garnered huge support, with interest from as far away as Australia and America. Ms Mackay added, "It was fantastic to attend a presentation of the giant red phone box, an amazing project designed to celebrate Kirkintilloch's proud industrial heritage. This proposal would put Kirky on the global map in spectacular style." John Dixon said he was delighted the local MSP had attended the event in a local hotel and added, "I hope Rona was blown away by the concept. I think she was pretty impressed." He added, "With such a rich tapestry of historic treasures to draw from, it's time we showed the world not only what Kirkintilloch has created in the past, but also what it can offer now and into the future." The giant red phone box could be the first step in putting Kirkintilloch on the map as a must-see tourist destination and cultural hub that could rejuvenate the town and benefit us all. One proposed location for the phone box is the town's Luggy Park. Local architect John Wyvar has also been supporting the project, giving up his time voluntarily to put forward his vision for the end result. Manufacturer of the famous traditional all-red K6 style telephone kiosk started at the Lion Foundry in Kirkintilloch during the mid-1930s. To find out more on the project, visit www.thegiantredphonebox.co.uk.
Concerns grow over missing Kirky women. Concern continues to grow over the welfare of a missing Kirkintilloch woman. An appeal for information over the whereabouts of Amy Campbell was made by Police Scotland on April 19th. That's after she was reported missing, having not been seen since March 16th. A large-scale social media appeal has taken place, but as of yet, the 38-year-old remains untraced. Police Scotland confirmed that she is still missing and that efforts to find her continue. Inspector Alan Ferris told the Herald, "It's out of character for Amy not to be in touch with her family and friends. We just want to know she is safe and well. Her family are very worried. If anyone has seen Amy or has any information or knowledge as to her whereabouts, please contact police as a matter of urgency." Amy Campbell was last seen in the Glenview area of the town around 11 p.m. on March 16th. She was reported missing to police on April 4th, with inquiries have been conducted in an effort to trace her. Amy is described as white, around 5 feet 7 inches tall, with long blonde hair and blue eyes. Inquiries have been carried out and officers know that Amy is known to travel extensively around Scotland and is a keen hill walker. She has links to the Edinburgh and Argyll and Bute areas. She is not believed to have access to a vehicle. Anyone with any information is asked to contact police on 101. Information can also be left anonymously via Crime Stoppers on 0800 555 111. That's 0800 555 111. Read by Alan Todd.
Trainees wanted. NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde is currently looking to recruit trainee dental nurses at the Glasgow Dental Hospital and School. Initially training for a fixed term period of 18 months, successful candidates will be supported to perform the necessary technical and physical aspects of clinical dental nursing. That includes assisting clinicians in all aspects of patient care, including the preparation of equipment, instruments and materials, while ensuring patient comfort and safety at all times. Lisa Dorian, General Manager for Oral Health at NHS GGC, said, "This is a fantastic opportunity for those who are looking to get into dentistry to kickstart their career." For more details on this post, go to www.apply.jobs.scot.nhs.uk, where details of the role are available, including application details. Art is challenging stereotypes. 3 talented Deafblind Scotland members at Lenzie have produced an animated film charting a short but powerful journey through the dreams and aspirations of people with dual sensory loss. Scottish actress Elaine C. Smith provides the narration for the film, which is based on the poem A Right to Dream by Anne Dignan, herself deafblind, and animated by Alison Dunbar, Ian Bell and Francis Dockery, with funding from the project coming from Ulverscroft Foundation. Deafblindness is still seldom recognised, despite affecting 34,000 Scots, so the project allowed the team to challenge stereotypes and showcase the talents of deafblind animators and writers. More defibs on the way. East Dunbartonshire Council is to significantly increase the number of defibrillators available to the public. The number of devices will be increased from 18 to 83, and a public consultation showed widespread support for most of the proposed locations, with additional sites being included, such as Southbank House, Kirkintilloch Town Hall, and all primary schools or early year centres. All first aiders at council premises will be trained how to use the devices, which are to be installed in building exteriors to allow a 24/7 access. The consultation also showed demand for defibrillators at train stations and other buildings not owned by the council, such as Strathkelvin Retail Park and Crosscourt and Bishopbriggs. The council is to follow through in this. New defibrillators will be registered with a British Heart Foundation database designed to assist the emergency services in directing people to the closest device. Councillor Duncan Cumming, Independent, Bearsdale North, called the initiative fantastic. He also praised former Castle Hill Primary School pupil Megan Thompson, who raised more than £3,000 to install an external defibrillator at the school. Executive Officer Alan Bonner said the council would find a suitable way to acknowledge Megan's efforts, whilst Councillor Vaughan Moody, Liberal Democrat, Bearsden South, asked if existing defibrillators at other locations close to council properties would be accounted for. Deputy Chief Executive Anne Davies said officers had been tasked with looking at provisions across the council's estate, with Mr Burr confirming any issues, such as potential overlap, would be taken into account. We cannot control defibrillators on private property, but we can control those within our own assets, so we can have those assurances that those are maintained, up to date and working correctly, he added. Councillor Susan Murray, Liberal Democrat, Kirkintilloch East and North and Twecker, praised the work done by Kirkintilloch Rotary Club, who have been identifying defibrillator locations and installing notices. A social media and advertising campaign will be rolled out to raise public awareness about the rollout.
NHS offering up new energy crisis support. A new service to help long-stay patients with the anxieties and stresses of energy costs has been launched by NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde. Aimed at helping avoid fuel poverty and ensuring patients can get home when ready to be discharged, the service is run alongside the government's Home Energy Crisis Response Service. And patients who have already benefited have called it a brilliant service. Specifically for patients receiving acute and/or mental health care, the service offers a whole manner of support, from the dealing with the admin associated with energy providers to simply ensuring homes are heated regularly. This can ensure homes are not cold or damp upon a patient's discharge from hospital, limiting the health consequences associated with this. As well as supporting patients in their recovery, the service can help to reduce issues with delayed discharges at hospitals, freeing up much needed space and beds to improve patient flow at hospitals. Head of Health Improvement at the Health Board, Anna Baxendale, told how fuel bills are a huge challenge, can actually impair a patient's recovery. She told us, for some patients, fuel poverty is such a significant issue that when there is no power on at home, we cannot allow them home, even if they are ready for discharge. That is why this new service is so important. As well as addressing the physical and psychological needs of patients, it allows us to get patients home more quickly if they are ready to do so. The service can tackle immediate energy emergencies, advocate on behalf of patients with energy providers, and help with access to external home energy emergency funds. Staff are encouraged to refer patients to the service if they feel they need help via hospital support and information services, who can also offer a wide range of wraparound practical and emotional support for patients and carers, including food on discharge packages. One patient who benefited from the support said, "I'd like to say thanks for the help and support during this stressful time, especially to Stephanie, who contacted the electric company and eased some of my anxiety. I was so worried my meter would have ran out of money whilst I was in hospital. I'm so grateful someone is sorting this out for me." Water warning. The Lib Dems candidate for East Dunbartonshire has called for an increase in monitoring the quality of the area's water. That's after it was revealed Scottish Water does not review rivers here for illegal dumping, despite over 14,000 incidents in other rivers across the country. Figures from SEPA, the government body for the quality and protection of Scotland's waters, showed 14,008 discharges were logged in 2022, a 30% rise from 10,799 the year before. Would-be MP Susan Murray says locals are being kept in the dark over the scale of the problem as it affects rivers like the Kelvin, Allander and Glazert, and has asked for action from the new Environment Secretary. She called on them to ensure increased monitoring and an accelerated upgrade to the sewage system.
Views on scheme. Community groups across East Dunbartonshire are being asked for their views on the Council's Community Grants Scheme. The Community Grants Scheme provides financial support for local groups and organisations for a wide range of projects and initiatives. Previous beneficiaries include hall associations, community councils, children's groups, pipe bands, hobby clubs, sports teams, brownies, rainbows, scouts, girls' brigade, boys' brigade and girl guides. The Council agreed to its budget meeting on Thursday the 23rd of February to review the current scheme to ensure that it provides the most effective support to the local community. The approved level of grant funding which groups can apply for will increase. Community Grant Category A up to £5,000, Community Grant Category B up to £10,000. The cap will increase to a maximum of £15,000 annually, up from £3,000. As part of the review, feedback from the local community is being sought. An online survey can be completed by visiting www.eastdunbarton.gov.uk/community-grant-consultation, and groups and organisations can also take part via in-person workshops throughout May. Paper copies of the survey can also be picked up and returned at various locations throughout East Dunbartonshire, including the community hubs. To find out more about the workshops, please email communityplanning@eastdunbarton.gov.uk. Councillor Gordon Lowe, leader of the East Dunbartonshire Council, said, "We all know that the last few years have been challenging for community groups and organisations. People rely on local groups for support and practical help now more than ever following the pandemic, and as we continue to face the challenge of the cost of living crisis. We want to ensure that our community grant scheme is as effective as possible, and I would encourage individuals, groups and organisations to complete our survey to help shape the scheme going forward." The online survey will run to May the 26th. visit www.eastdunbarton.gov.uk/community-grant-consultation. People urged to plan ahead for Glasgow's LEZ. With enforcement of Glasgow's low emission zone, LEZ, less than a month away, people are being urged to know its requirements and to plan ahead. Glasgow's LEZ, which effectively excludes the most polluting vehicles from the city centre, protects public health by tackling unacceptably high levels of harmful air pollution that have long persisted in the zone area. From June the 1st, all vehicles driving into the LEZ must meet the less polluting emission standards or face a penalty charge. There are some exemptions, such as for blue badge holders and emergency vehicles, and zone residents have an extra year to comply. Councillor Angus Miller, City Convener for Climate and Transport, said, "With just 1 month to go before the full rollout of Glasgow's low emission zone, we are urging people to plan ahead and make sure they know its requirements. Expanding the reach of the LEZ to include all vehicles is an important milestone in ensuring cleaner air for Glasgow, addressing levels and concentrations of air pollution which have remained stubbornly high in the city centre in breach of the legal limits. While the vast majority, up to 90% of vehicles currently entering the city centre will be unaffected, the LEZ standards will address the most polluting vehicles which are disproportionately creating harmful concentrations of air pollution in the city centre. Glasgow's LEZ will help create a shift towards sustainable transport and the uptake of less polluting vehicles." Community. Local school pupils will be flying high. Pupils at 2 East Dunbartonshire schools can look forward to the high life thanks to a grant from a specialist science fund. Castle Hill and St Nicholas pupils will be flying thanks to investment from the Flight Path Fund as they take part in fun, interactive science activities from Generation Science. Running until June, the programme features a series of hand-on and immersive STEM, Science, Technology, Engineering and Maths, activities, with the schools just 2 of 10 to benefit from the funding. Flight Path Fund Chairman Archie Hunter told us, "For a number of years now, I've seen how engaged pupils are in the activities associated with the programme. STEM educational activities play a crucial role in ensuring our young people are equipped with the skills, knowledge and capability required to adapt and indeed thrive in the fast-paced, changing world and economy of today." Established in 2010, the Flight Path Fund provides financial support to community groups and charities committed to improving the opportunities, facilities and services available to local people. Generation Science is run by specially trained science communicators from educational charity Edinburgh Science Foundation. Laura McLister, Head of Learning at the charity, said, "We are delighted to receive this funding from the Flight Path Fund. Thanks to this support, we can continue our work bringing unique workshops to classrooms across Scotland that inspire pupils of all ages to engage with science, technology, engineering and maths. More than £115,000 has been made available by the Flight Path Fund in support of community groups, charities and sustainability themed projects local to Glasgow Airport this year. Funding awards focus on the key areas of employment, environment and education, with the fund supporting social and educational projects designed to bring positive benefits to change the lives of people in the communities served. To find out more about applying for funding, visit glasgowairport.com/community. Pupils in STEM project. Pupils from 2 schools in the area have successfully completed a competition designed to launch them into stellar careers in science, technology, engineering and maths. S2 students at Turnbull and Bearsden High Schools completed a STEM challenge focusing on sustainability and the circular economy. They joined pupils from schools across the Clyde Valley in trying to identify a means of using waste as a resource. The project was supported by local authorities and waste firm Viridor. Pupils showcased their hard work to a panel of expert judges, plus guests from the industry, government and the pupils' families at the finals earlier this year. Health briefs. Cancer research gets boost. There are around 1,040 NHS research studies underway across Greater Glasgow and Clyde. Over 400 New research programmes got underway in 2022, with the team taking further steps to ramp up post-pandemic activity. The research team has also given a significant focus to cancer, with patient recruitment to related trials having fully recovered following the pandemic. This will be supported by £2.2 million of funding over the next 5 years. Food initiative a big success. An NHS food initiative that makes sure no patient goes home to an empty kitchen has helped over 1,000 patients so far. It seems vulnerable patients provided with a 2-day food package as their discharge was launched at the start of the pandemic. As part of the discharge planning process, referred patients can receive additional emergency support which ensures everyone can go home to an environment with heating, electricity and food.
Groundbreaking AI to help tackle cancer at Beatson. A new machine used in the treatment of cancer has been unveiled at the Beatson. It has been described as a significant step forward in cancer treatment at the West of Scotland Cancer Centre. The £3.5 million Ethos AI-enhanced linear accelerator can be used to carry out targeted radiotherapy and allows clinicians to adjust a patient's radiation treatment to reflect daily anatomical changes to the tumour and surrounding tissue. Such is the advancement in technology, they are able to do so within a 15-minute time slot. The new treatment suite was officially opened today by NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde's Medical Director, Dr. Jennifer Armstrong. She told the Herald, "The combination of technological advancement and the highest clinical care standards mean that care provision at the Beatson continues to lead the way in how healthcare professionals deal with this disease." Supplied by Varian Medical Systems, the new technology uses the latest artificial intelligence, AI, to power the adaptive radiotherapy process. Real-time images can be recorded in seconds and treatment plans can be modified if, for example, organs have shifted position or the radiotherapy target has changed shape or size. Supported software allows clinicians to make changes to treatment plans much more quickly, reducing the amount of time patients have to spend in the linear accelerator. The Health Board's acting head in radiotherapy physics called the equipment revolutionary. Martin Glegg told us, "They will offer improved treatment to our patients here at the Beatson," whilst head of radiotherapy, Ethan McPherson, said the new equipment would allow us to make even better use of this when we are treating patients. Laurent Amiel from Varian, a Siemens Healthineers company, said such partnerships could expand access to cancer care and create a world without fear of the disease. He told us, "Varian is proud to collaborate with the Beatson West of Scotland Cancer Centre to make this advanced cancer treatment technology available to the patients across the region."
Teen spat at women. An investigation has been launched by the British Transport Police after a teenager spat at a woman on a train. The incident happened around 7 p.m. on April the 13th on Edinburgh Waverley to Glasgow Central service. Detectives say that, between shots and Carfin, a woman was on the train when a group of teenagers made offensive comments towards her. When she challenged them, one of the boys spat at her before leaving the train at Carfin. A BTP spokesman told the Herald, "The teen is described as white, of slim build, with short light brown hair. At the time, he was wearing a black puffer jacket with white Hoodrich logos, a grey zipper with a dark hood and a yellow Nike logo, dark jogging bottoms and a black/white trainers. Anyone with information is asked to contact BTP by calling 0800 40 50 40 or by texting 61016.
Enjoy a safer summer with £500 up for grabs. Crime Stoppers and its youth service Fearless have launched a nationwide project celebrating the difference local charities make to communities across Scotland. The charities project is backed by Minister for Victims and Community Safety Siobhan Brown. Supported by Network Rail Scotland, the charity is giving a dozen local groups with charitable status a chance to receive £500 to spend on creating a special day this summer. The grants will be given to 6 youth groups and 6 community groups. It could be a trip, community's arts project, disco or tea dance. All the charity asks is that attendees have the opportunity to learn that if they know or suspect information about crime, they have an option to speak up 100% anonymously. Crime Stoppers and Fearless will provide a box full of resources, digital assets, and a 1-hour training event for staff. An easy application process is open until midnight on June the 2nd at their website, with winners being selected on June 14th. They will be invited to join the charity along with representatives from the Scottish Government, Police Scotland and other community safety and justice partners to celebrate the ongoing contributions of smaller grassroots charities in helping to build safer communities at special events in October. While Crime Stoppers is not normally a grant giver, this project is an exceptional effort to show support for the very local groups who have had a particularly tough few years. The cash grants are designed for use only in July and August over the summer holidays. Throughout May and June, and as part of the summer-long project, Fearless will also be releasing a series of Importance of Youth Work podcasts. You can listen to them by following them on Instagram or Twitter at fearless_Scott. Lindsay McDade, Crime Stoppers National Youth Projects Coordinator, said, "We have seen firsthand the difference youth workers, community workers and local charities make to so many lives every single day. That's why this summer, instead of our usual campaigns, we want to share our resources and let them lead because they know their communities best." This project celebrates the amazing work charities do while encouraging them to embed Crime Stoppers and Fearless within their service. Knowing that you don't need to put up with something, that there's a tangible way to reduce and report crime and improve lives within your community is really important for people of all ages across Scotland, young and old. Minister for Victims and Community Safety Siobhan Brown, MSP, added, "Charities and community organisations play a fundamental part in helping local communities to thrive. They help to create safer places for people to live. Crime Stoppers and Fearless Scotland allow people to speak up 100% anonymously to help prevent and solve crime. This funding will help shine a light on the vital work grassroots organisations play in keeping Scotland safe, with recorded crimes reaching their lowest level since 1974.
Family announcements. Deaths. Callahan, Michael. Suddenly but peacefully at Glasgow Royal Infirmary on April 11th, 2023. Michael, loving husband of Margaret, doting dad to Claire and Monica, and wonderful grandfather to his 4 grandchildren. Funeral Mass at St Matthew's RC Church, Bishopbriggs, on Wednesday, May 17th, 2023, at 10 a.m. Then on to Cadder Cemetery, arriving for 11:15 a.m. In Memoriam. Morrow, Margaret D. 6th anniversary, in loving memory of our dearly beloved sister Margaret and beloved Aunt Marge, who passed on May 13th, 2017. Time will not dim the face we loved, nor the voice we hear each day, the many things you did for us in your own special way. All our lives we will always miss you as the days come and go, but in our hearts we will keep you because we loved you so. Inserted by her loving sister Helen and all the family. Patrick, Alistair. In loving memory of my beloved husband Alistair, who passed away on May 12, 2022. Loving husband of Louise, dad to David, Janice and Helen, and all his grandchildren and great-grandchildren.
Holyrood Notes by Rona Mackay MSP. SNP the only party fighting for the needs of households? Foster Care Fortnight is fast approaching, May the 15th to 28th, and the devotion of foster carers and the positive impact they have on society cannot be underestimated. Juggling work with a young family is never easy, but, as a foster carer, there are additional challenges to navigate. That's why I was delighted to put forward a motion in the Scottish Parliament highlighting the need for more flexible and supportive workplaces to assist foster carers in employment. The wonderful Fostering Network has set up a fostering-friendly employer scheme to enable firms to provide foster carers with additional support to fulfil their vital role and raise awareness of the extra demands placed on them as they nurture some of the most vulnerable people in our society. The SNP Scottish Government is determined that every child in Scotland grows up loved, safe and respected in order that they can realise their full potential. The SNP also continues to demonstrate it is the only party to put the needs of Scottish households first, as the Tory-made cost of living crisis continues to bite. It is fantastic news that peak time rail fares will be scrapped on ScotRail services for 6 months from October as part of First Minister Humza Yousaf's programme for government. This couldn't have come at a more needed time. The SNP government's groundbreaking Scottish Child Payment is also predicted to lift 50,000 children out of poverty. We have tripled the Fuel Insecurity Fund to £30 million to support anyone struggling with massive energy costs. Locally, our wonderful third sector organisations are stepping up big style. I visited the Grace Help Yourself Hub in Kilhead Community Centre, a fantastic initiative open to everyone to help with food poverty and reduce food waste. I also attended a presentation of the proposal for the amazing Big Red Phone Box, an ambitious project which would put Kirkintilloch on the global map. I plan to support this 100% until it becomes a reality. My constituency office is open between 9:30am and 4:30pm, Monday, Wednesday and Fridays. Call 0141 776 1561 or email rona.mackay.msp@parliament.com for a surgery appointment. Let's talk. The Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald letters page, date Wednesday the 10th of May. If you have any letters to send them via email to kirkyherald@jnscotland.co.uk and write letters in the subject field. Coronation was so out of touch with modern UK. Sir, Britain prides itself on being a tolerant, welcoming country, but the world's media must have wondered why over 50 peaceful protesters were arrested for voicing their opposition to the monarchy in Trafalgar Square. Russian, Iranian and Chinese media will no doubt make huge political capital out of it. Stringent legislation was hastily rushed through to give the police more powers to quell peaceful protest in advance of the coronation. This is a worrying trend for a leading democracy. As for the ceremony itself, I couldn't get it out of my head Penny Mordaunt undertaking a routine of press-ups so that she could hold a sword for 2 hours. There was the Pledge of Allegiance to the King and his successors that our new First Minister is reported to have made despite his Republican views. It was so out of touch in a secular, multicultural Britain struggling with the cost of living crisis. Rather than bringing people together, it seemed to do the opposite. Liverpool FC's decision to celebrate by playing the national anthem in front of fans was met with jeers, and crowds watching a large screens in Edinburgh were dwarfed by the independence campaigners in Glasgow. It seems, however, that the UK government went to great lengths to ensure that nothing got in the way of the spectacle, promoting Great Britain's ancient, arcane traditions, even if it meant showing intolerance to basic democratic principles for which many fought and died. I hope the 19 million viewers across the UK realise that. Yours, etc., Neil Anderson, by email. Monarchs can inspire, sir. Whatever people's view on a monarch as head of state, I believe the least one variable stands out in their favour. That is one based on appearances, reliability and overall image. Their present problems detract from the UK royal family's potentially calm, inspiring image of dependability. These worries could surely have been properly kept largely out of public sight. They should not, of course, have happened. People are not perfect, even royals, but the most controversial ones should have shut up. Compare them with the elected or appointed heads of state. Elected, non-executive, democratically appointed presidents are rather dull people. However, personally distinguished, who are not usually personally interesting, let alone inspiring. Presidents with active political, executive responsibilities must always be very controversial and lack broad support. A royal family, albeit not democratically elected, gives the best chance of enjoying the role of an admirable personage who can inspire us. King George VI gave such inspiration in wartime, as did his daughter in much more peaceable circumstances. Monarchs can calm the nation in stressful times like her own. Politicians cannot do that. To me, the other options for headship of state certainly don't appeal. We can only trust and or pray that the new king and his queen will be able to live up to his immediate forebears' inspirational achievements. Yours, etc., Charles Wardrop. Address supplied. Daring do and daring don't. Sir, in 1696 Scotland sent out an expedition, the Darien Scheme, to create a colony in the Caribbean. A ship was fitted out with various goods thought necessary to set up the colony. The problem was the goods were entirely unsuitable, and Spain didn't look kindly on the venture as it was in their zone of operation. Scotland was nearly bankrupted. The Scottish Parliament had to find a solution. Looking over the border, they saw a country with vast and profitable home and overseas markets. Moves were made for a treaty to create a united kingdom by merging the parliaments to complete the union of crowns, unpopular with the common man, but necessary for the country's future. And now we have an attempt to undo that treaty and take Scotland back to the post-Darien Scheme era. This is under the misnomer that it is independence they are seeking. Scotland was not subjugated by England, it is a partnership under the Treaty of Two Parliaments. So it is a negotiation of treaty that has been sought, not independence. Would it not be better to put that negation on a back burner, use the energy and money being spent on it, and build a prosperous Scotland? Cannot we have a group of politicians more intent on Scotland's well-being than following a personal vendetta? Yours, etc., C. Lowson, by email.
Creative way to engage children. A new Youth Arts Open Fund has been launched, worth almost £500,000 for groups across Scotland. It will support children and young people living in poverty and those who face significant barriers to opportunity. Applications are being invited from projects which use arts and creativity to engage children and young people, improving their learning, mental health and development, as well as building their confidence and skills. Administered by YouthLink Scotland, it is a part of Creative Scotland's wider support for children and young people, funded by the Scottish Government. Freelance artists can apply for funding up to £8,000 and organisations can apply for funding of up to £15,000 to deliver up to 12 months of art activity, with a total of £460,000 available. Awards from the fund will be made to freelance artists or to creative, third sector or youth work organisations which are based in Scotland and experienced in working with children and young people and supporting the delivery of free community-based arts activities. Culture Minister Christina McKelvey said, "We know that participating in cultural activity from a young age boosts our well-being and helps us to develop valuable life skills. I'm particularly pleased to see this fund target children and young people who may not otherwise have access to these opportunities." Jane Daly, YouthLink Scotland National Grants Manager, added, "The role of the arts in broadening young people's horizons should never be underestimated. It is often through the power of creative experiences that young people realise there is a positive path in life and they can achieve their ambitions despite difficult circumstances they may face." The Youth Arts Open Fund, supported by Scottish Government, is an investment in the next generation and a mark of a society that values all its young people and their role in our creative industries. The deadline for applications is Monday, June 5th. Freelancers and youth organisations can apply via the YouthLink Scotland website.
Fund links businesses with culture. A fund which connects culture organisations with business sponsorship opportunities will open for its 7th round of applications this month. Managed by the charity Culture and Business Scotland and supported by the Scottish Government, the fund will provide backing of up to £12,000 each to creative organisations, ranging from grassroots initiatives to established cultural events. Tommy McCormick, the fund manager, said, "Since its launch in 2017, the fund has helped to forge impactful relationships between cultural organisations and businesses with powerful and innovative results. We are delighted to reopen the fund, extending opportunities to a wider range of organisations and providing creatives with the resources to bring their artistic visions to life. Applications are open from May the 17th at www.culturebusinessfund.scot. District News, Churches. Colston Well Park Church. A warm welcome to our morning service this Sunday at Colston Well Park Church, starting at 11am and led by Reverend Leslie Grieve. Tea and coffee served in the hall after the service. The Colston Art Club continues this Monday from 10am to 1pm, and we are looking for new members. So if you feel that you have a potential for art, no matter how good or not so good, pop along and join us. For further information, call 07709 584 680. This Wednesday, the Colston Tea Break continues to meet from 11am to 12:30pm, and if you want some company, some friendly chat and some good food, pop along, it's all free. The food bank continues its good work within the community and is open every Friday from 11am to 1pm and 2pm to 4pm. A sincere thanks to all who continually assist in the smooth running of this worthwhile work. Follow our services on Facebook at Colston Well Park Parish Church, and if you require any further information on any of our church activities, contact Leslie Grieve on 07813 255 052. Kirkintilloch Church of God. At Regent Hall, Regent Street, every Wednesday, our coffee corner is open from 12 noon to 2pm for home baking and coffee. Join our friends and neighbours for a chat over a coffee. On Sunday, there will be a Zoom service at 6:30pm. The speaker this week will be Michael Johnson. A warm invitation to everyone who is available to join us on Zoom. Access details for the stream can be obtained by emailing hello@regenthall.org. For up-to-date and further information on our services, visit our website on www.regenthall.org. Jesus said, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." John chapter 14, verse 6. Lindsay Union Parish Church. Sunday worship at 11am led by Reverend Dan Carmichael. Boys Brigade and Girls Brigade will be joining us for a youth service on Sunday, May the 14th. There is tea and coffee in the new hall after the service. Young people are also welcome to Lighthouse and Bible class. A live stream of the service is available on YouTube via our website. The Meeting Place coffee shop is open on Wednesdays 10am to noon in the new hall. Meet your friends and enjoy a chat over a cup of tea or coffee. Everyone, from the very young to the young at heart, is welcome to attend. We also have a good selection of greetings cards and second-hand books for sale. The Drop-In Youth Cafe on Thursdays, 3:45pm until 5pm. Each week there is a free snack, with lots of different things to do, such as games consoles, table tennis, arts and crafts, board games and more. The coffee pot is open on Fridays 10am till noon in the new hall for teas, coffee and chat. Messy Church, Saturday, May the 13th from 4pm to 5pm in the new hall. Everyone is welcome to come along to a fun-filled hour, challenges, crafts and experiments. Please book a place, if arrangements alter, we can contact you. Text 07774 192 659. Dancercise is on Monday, May the 15th at 1:30pm in the Old Hall. A little light exercise and a lot of laughing. All you need is comfortable clothes and some water. St James Church, Hilton Road, Bishopbriggs. Rector Reverend Canon Paul Watson, 0141 230 4080. There is a communion service in the chapel on Thursday, May the 11th at 11am and on Sunday, May the 14th at 9am. The 10:30am communion service with hymns on Sunday is in the church. Everyone is welcome to come along to any of these services. Do stay on for tea and coffee and fellowship afterwards. On Tuesday, May the 16th, at 1 p.m, there is a Tuesday club lunch with talk from Sarah Thurlberg, a fjord cruise. Do feel free to come along, £3 donation at the door. You will be most welcome to join us. There are also other virtual services and groups. For up-to-date and further information, refer to our social media, Facebook, St James the Less Bishopbriggs, website www.stjamesbishopbriggs.org.uk. Cador Parish Church. For full details, please see our website. We look forward to welcoming you this coming Sunday to our morning service, which is at 10:30 a.m. in Cador Parish Church. The service will be headed by Reverend John McGregor, Rona Gold and Rebecca Warren, MMUS. Children, Cador Kids, meet in the church prior to the service and then go up to Cador North Hall for their activities. Our Boys and Girls Brigade will be having their closing parade service. Tea and coffee served after the service. Food Bank. If you wish to donate to the local food bank, you can bring your donations of food to the church or the coffee shop. Saturday, May the 13th, Boys Brigade annual plant sale in the South Hall. Early fellowship meets in the South Hall Chapel at 9:30 a.m. on Thursday for half an hour with Reverend John McGregor, and also available on Tuesday and Thursday on Zoom. For further details, contact the minister. Girls Brigade, Tuesday Explorers P1 to P3 at 6:15 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Juniors, P4 to P7, 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Brigadiers, S1 to S6, 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Boys Brigade, Anchor Boys, Monday 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Junior Section, Monday 7:15 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Company/Senior Section, Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Christian Aid Week, May the 14th to 20th. Bishopbriggs Church of Scotland Cluster Group is joining together to celebrate Christian Aid 2023. Sunday, May the 14th, Christian Aid Fun Walk, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m, leaving from Cador North Hall. All ages welcome. Wednesday, May the 17th, prayer and worship for Christian Aid, Kenmure Church, 7 p.m. Friday, May the 19th, Christian Aid Quiz, Springfield Cambridge Hall, 7 p.m, quiz organised by Ian Watt. Sunday, May the 21st, Christian Aid Picnic at Allen Glen's Gathering, 12:30, and starting at 1 p.m. with a service of Praise in the Park from 2 p.m. Springfield Cambridge Church. Morning worship on Sunday, May the 13th will be conducted by Reverend Ian Taylor, assisted by Mrs. Julie Harty in the sanctuary at 11 a.m. The Sunday school meets in room 2. There is also a creche facility where we will be happy to look after your child, birth to 3 years, in room 2. Morning worship has also been live streamed on the Springfield Cambridge Church YouTube channel. A link to this can be found on the Springfield Cambridge Church website, www.springfieldcambridge.org.uk, and Facebook page, where up-to-date information about events and church organisations can also be found. Tea and coffee will be available after church in room 1. Come and enjoy the fellowship. There will be a vestry hour on Wednesday, May the 10th, from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. for anyone who would like to speak with the minister. There will be a short weekly service of worship in the Springfield Chapel on Wednesday, May the 10th, from 11:10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m, followed by tea and coffee served in the Hall of Fellowship. Articles for the next edition of The Record should be sent to the magazine editor Marion Ray, marionray02@gmail.com, by May the 14th at the latest. As part of the local church's Christian Aid 2023 events, a Christian Aid quiz will take place on Friday, May the 19th in the Springfield Hall at 7 p.m. Tickets are available in the Hall of Fellowship after morning worship. Donation price £5. Tickets for Ewan Russell and Friends SAMH concert on Saturday, May the 20th at 6:45 p.m. in the Sanctuary are available in the Hall of Fellowship after Sunday worship and weekday mornings from 10 a.m. to noon. Price £10 and £6 concessions. Home Church Scotland Lammermoor Road, Kirkintilloch, G66 2AB. One church, 3 locations, Kirkintilloch, Stornoway and online. A church for all ages. New location coming soon, Carmel Church. If you seek him, he will be found by you. 1 Chronicles chapter 28 verse 9. Sunday, May the 14th, 9:30am, communion. 10am, prayer meeting followed by refreshments. 11am, worship service, children's church and creche followed by refreshments. Tuesdays, engine room at 9:30am for prayer and teaching. Bible study on Zoom at 2:30pm. Also Bible study in the church at 7:15pm. Wednesdays, mothers and babies 10am to 11:30am. Homes groups for prayer and Bible study 7:15pm and online. New groups starting for young adults 18 to 25. Fridays, youth fellowship at 7:30pm to 9:30pm. Home radio will also soon be on 100.8 FM. See Facebook and Instagram for up-to-date information. Kenmure Parish Church. This Sunday morning we will look at the work of Christian Aid. It will be led by Reverend Susan Anderson and Rona Cushley, our Christian Aid coordinator. The service is live streamed on YouTube. You can find our channel by simply searching for Kenmure Bishopbriggs on YouTube. All are welcome to come along and enjoy some tea, coffee and home baking, along with a lively chat with old and new friends in a warm and friendly atmosphere at our Thursday morning tea room. This Thursday it will have a royal theme, although crowns and tiaras are optional. It is open from 10:30am till noon. Details of all our groups that are currently running may be found on our website kenmure-church.co.uk. To find us on Facebook, just search for Kenmure Parish Church. If you would like to join our WhatsApp group or receive the Bible studies from ABC, email at kenmurechurch@icloud.com. Christian Aid Week, May the 14th to 20th. Members of Milton of Campsie Church are reminded that it is Christian Aid Week beginning on Sunday, May the 14th. Look out for that red envelope coming through your door. Also, Father Jeremy from St Paul's, along with Margaret and the 2 Phyllises, are doing 600,000 Steps Challenge during the month of May. Sponsorship target for Christian Aid is £1,000. Please sponsor online or see the sponsor sheet at this church. Cafe Connect continues on Tuesday from 9am to noon. On Wednesday, the Guild outing to calendar. Coach leaves the church centre at 10am. Please see the full report from Milton of Campsie Church on this page. Full report of Milton of Campsie Church on that page. Time to pray is on Wednesday at 7:15pm. This will be followed by Wednesday Workhouse from 8pm to 9pm, when we make preparations for this year's Go Mad. The BB Anchor and Junior sections have their final meeting of the session on Friday at 7:15pm. Parents are invited. For Sunday's service, please send in a photo of yourself with a friend. On Monday, the baby and toddler group meets at 9:45am, the Hobbies Club at 2pm, and Badminton Club at 7:30pm. St David's Memorial Park Church. A coronation lunch took place on Sunday, May the 7th, with our friends at St Mary's. At St David's Memorial Park Church, our Sunday morning service on May the 14th will be at 10:30am. All are welcome to attend our service. During the service, school-aged children will have the opportunity to go through to our halls with the leaders of GAM for their own time of fun and learning. The next Tuesday lunchtime service is on May the 16th from noon in our small hall. All are welcome. The Friendship Club will meet in the coffee bar each Tuesday during the summer months at 2pm. Enjoy fellowship and refreshments. Stated annual meeting. The stated annual meeting of St David Memorial Park Parish Church will be held at the large hall on Wednesday, May the 17th at 7pm. The stated annual meeting will be followed by the joint meeting of the Kirk Session and Congregational Board. This latter meeting is open to all. District News General. All electric timber wagons. Manufactured in Gothenburg, the two vehicles are expected to be ready for use later this summer. Scottish Forestry has awarded £452,000 towards a 3-year trial which will test the use of state-of-the-art electric timber wagons to transport timber. As part of the project, which is the first of its kind in the UK, two Scottish timber companies, James Jones and Sons Limited and Scotland College, are partnering with the Volvo Group and Cleaner EV to undertake the demonstrator project. Around 7 million tonnes of wood are harvested from Scotland's forests each year and transported to sawmills and other processors, mostly in 44-tonne diesel lorries. The forestry sector is keen to use modern technology as part of its overall efforts to decarbonise and reach net zero. Kirkintilloch Players. Last Saturday, Kirkintilloch Players triumphed as worthy winners of the Scottish Community Drama Festival final held in the McRoberts Theatre in Stirling. The Beaches of St Valery was enjoyed by audiences from across the whole of Scotland. This talented group will now represent Scotland at the British National Finals in Belfast next month. You will not have to travel to Ireland to enjoy this play because it will be part of the Kirkintilloch Players' next production, Lives Touched by War. It will feature with Seascape, an emotional insight into the lives of the internees on the Isle of Man. Starting on Tuesday, May the 16th, and running each evening until Saturday, May the 20th, in the Turret Theatre in Eastside, Kirkintilloch, you will enjoy a memorable evening of live theatre. Tickets from www.kirkintillochplayers.co.uk. Duck Race. The Waterside Easter Duck Race has become a popular annual tradition. This year's Easter Monday event, organised for the first time by Waterside Miners' Charitable Society, WMCS, and helped by generous donations from many local businesses, organisations and people, included orienteering, egg hunts, a bonnet competition, face painting, a raffle and, thanks to the Woodley Bowling Club, American Cornhole. WNCS was revived last year with the aim of building a much needed community hub to serve Waterside, Woodley and area, which currently has no indoor meeting and event space. Get involved in the Scottish Folk Day. The first ever Scottish Folk Day will take place on Saturday, September the 23rd, celebrating the country's vibrant and varied folk scene and offering a networking platform for musicians and artists at all levels to showcase their talents. The pilot project is calling for people of all backgrounds and abilities to stage live performances and workshops, giving folk fans across Scotland and Europe the opportunity to connect with a wider, like-minded community. Organised by Scotland's Traditional Music Forum, TMF, Scottish Folk Day is running in tandem with European Folk Day, held at the same date, which has been conceived and coordinated by the European Folk Network. Organisers are encouraging anyone interested in folk music, from young learners to stalwart professionals, school classes to established bands, to do something to mark the new annual event. Whether it's hosting an in-person performance or participation opportunity, or recording and sharing a musical performance or rendition online, all contributions are eagerly welcomed. Folk fans can use the hashtags Scottish Folk Day and hashtag European Folk Day to showcase the breadth of activity taking place across the continent. David Francis, director at Traditional Music Forum, said, "Folk music is a huge part of Scotland's culture and heritage, and still prevalent in the lives of many Scots today. Scottish Folk Day is a means of celebrating that history and keeping the tradition alive by connecting people of all ages, abilities and backgrounds who share one common interest. All of us at TMF are thrilled to be running the event in Scotland on behalf of the European Folk Network and can't wait to see how individuals, groups or indeed entire music communities come together to help us celebrate on Saturday, September the 23rd. Whatever your ability or style, we want to hear from you." Scottish Folk Day is running in partnership with European Folk Day, which will see musicians from across Europe taking place in performances or workshops in their local area. The event has been coordinated by members of the European Folk Network with co-funding from the European Union via the Music Year programme. Visit www.europeanfolkday.eu.
Planning notices. East Dunbartonshire Council public notices. The East Dunbartonshire Council, Mount Annan Court, Bishopbriggs. Temporary closure, Order 2023. On the 9th of May 2023, the East Dunbartonshire Council made the above named order under Section 14 brackets 1 of the Road Traffic Regulation Act 1984, as amended, which makes it unlawful for any person to drive or cause or permit to be driven any motor vehicle with the exception of emergency service vehicles, vehicles engaged in the works, and vehicles requiring access to properties adjacent to the closed section of road when it is safe and practical to do so, on Mount Annan Court, Bishopbriggs, between its junctions with Kirkintilloch Service Road and Jocelyn Avenue, by reasons of works being executed on or near this road. This order will operate from 9:30 a.m. on Wednesday the 17th of May until 6 p.m. on Friday the 26th of May 2023. Alternative route. The alternative route for vehicles will be way of Kirkintilloch Service Road, Plantation Drive and Jocelyn Avenue, Bishopbriggs, and these routes will be signposted. SGD Karen Donnelly, Chief Solicitor and Monitoring Officer, Legal Services, East Dunbartonshire Council Headquarters, 12 Strathkelvin Place, Kirkintilloch, G66 1TJ. Civic Government brackets Scotland Act 1982. Application for renewal of late hours catering licence. The undernoted has applied for the grant of a late hours catering licence in terms of the above Act. Name and address of applicant: Jasprit Singh, Sohi, 62, Etive Crescent, Bishopbriggs, G64 1EY. Premises: Kirky Mahal, 37 East Side, Kirkintilloch, G66 1QA. Extension of hours: Sunday to Thursday 11 p.m. until 12 midnight, and Friday, Saturday 11 p.m. until 1 a.m. Any objections or representations in terms of paragraph 3 brackets 1 of Schedule 1 of the Act should be logged with the undernoted no later than 28 days from the publication date of the newspaper in which this advertisement appears. Deputy Chief Executive, Education, People and Business, East Dunbartonshire Council, 12 Strathkelvin Place, Kirkintilloch, G66 1TJ. Members' surgeries. Councillors' arrangements for interviewing residents. Ward 5, Bishopbriggs South, Councillor Ben Rose. 16th of May 2023. Bishopbriggs Hub, 7 p.m. until 7:45 p.m. Ward 7, Kirkintilloch East and North and Twecker, Councillor Stuart MacDonald, 10th of May 2023, William Patrick Library Hub, Room 1, 5:30 until 6 p.m. 10th of May 2023, Hearstains Huts, 6:15 p.m. until 6:45 p.m. 17th of May 2023, Twecker Healthy Living Centre, 5:30 p.m. until 6 p.m. 17th of May 2023, Hillhead Community Centre, 6:15 p.m. until 6:45 p.m. Ward 7, Kirkintilloch East and North and Twecker, Councillor Susan Murray. 13th of May 2023, Hillhead Community Centre, 9:30am until 11am. 13th of May 2023, Twecker Healthy Living Centre, 11:30am until 1pm. 17th of May 2023, The Hub, William Patrick Library, Room 1, 6pm until 7:30pm. Between surgeries, counsellors can be contacted at the Members Support Unit on 0300 123 4510. That phone number again is 0300 123 4510. Planning applications. Format. Application number followed by address/location, followed by proposal, followed by type of advert, followed by period of reps. TP/ED/23/0158. 36 Moncrieff Avenue, Lenzie, East Dunbartonshire, G66 4NG. Erection of garden room, Section 65, affecting CA, 21 days. The application plans and other documents can be viewed online through the Council's website. The current restrictions on non-essential office work associated with the coronavirus pandemic means that plans cannot be viewed in Council offices as normal. Written comments may be made within the above period to the Council through the Council's website or to the above address. Any representations will be treated as public documents and made available for inspection by interested parties and may also be published on the Council's website.
Road test. Volvo XC40 Recharge Ultimate. Smart updates boost forward thinking EV. Volvo's first electric model continues to lead the way, writes Matt Allen. In case you've been living in a cave, Volvo is going all electric. The Swedish brand has already phased out diesel engines across its fleet and by 2030 it will have ditched any form of combustion engine. For now, the brand's electric range consists of the streamlined C40 Recharge and its more traditional SUV-shaped XC40. Recharge Cousin, both of which offer a choice of drivetrains and specs. Our XC40 test car was built in late 2022, which means its single 228 British bhp motor was mounted at the front. Any single motor cars built from this year will be rear wheel drive for better efficiency and get a new 234 bhp motor. The tested version's performance didn't disappoint, and the extra 6 bhp won't make a huge difference, but it's to be welcomed, especially as it doesn't harm the range. In fact, a series of updates bring an impressive 24% increase in range in single motor variants, meaning an official range of 334 miles and consumption of 3.7 kilowatt hours. All-wheel drive versions also get new motors, but the power remains the same, at 402 bhp. Frankly, the 228 bhp version has plenty of power and pace for an SUV of this ilk. There's nothing wrong with the driving experience. It responds well and remains composed, but there's nothing that screams "drive me hard." Instead of driving it hard, you're better off sitting back and relaxing, making better use of the range and enjoying the near-silent refinement and composed ride. The XC40 shares its platform with the Polestar 2, but the more traditional SUV style means it feels more spacious and practical. The upright seating creates more legroom and better visibility, and the higher roofline creates a more airy feeling cabin. Surprisingly, the XC40's materials also feel generally better than the Polestar, and easily a match for its premium rivals. The suede and vegan leather seats look great and offer unrivaled comfort, while the textured trim panels on the dash doors are delightfully quirky. There is very little in the way of physical controls, with most functions managed via the 9-inch portrait touchscreen. While this felt huge and groundbreaking when it first appeared, it is starting to feel a little lacking in 2023. It's relatively small, and the black plastic surround and adjacent vents makes it even smaller. The menus aren't as intuitive as you'd hope, and the tiny heating controls are hard to access. On the more positive side, the Google Maps integration is excellent, including charger details and range prediction. Prices for the single motor XC40 Recharge start at £46,505 for the core model, rising to £56,605 for our top spec Ultimate. For that, you get 20-inch alloys, picture LED lights with active high beam, a panoramic sunroof, dual zone climate control, heated seats and steering wheel, power tailgate, plus the usual bumper suite of driver aids and safety kit. For a relatively compact car, that's a hefty asking price, but all electric vehicles are expensive, and the Volvo has the premium look and feel to back up its position. Plus this year's model updates mean it packs an even more impressive electric punch. The car in fact, Volvo XC40 Recharge Ultimate. Price £56,605. Motor single electric. Battery 69 kilowatt hours nominal. Power 229 bhp. Torque 243 pound-feet. Transmission single speed front wheel drive. Top speed 99 miles per hour. 0 to 62 miles per hour 7.4 seconds. Range 259 miles. Consumption 3.3 m per kilowatt hour. Charging up to 150 watt.
West Move On Up. An article written by Brian Yule and read by me, Corey. West Park United manager Ian Kennedy is determined that winning the WOS 4th Division won't be the limit of the club's ambitions. After lifting the title for the first season within the pyramid and only their second as a senior side, West Park have eyes of back-to-back championships. Kennedy said, "For a long time we didn't have a pathway after the 21s. Most of our players would go on to Peters Hill, but after I had a short spell at Shettleston, that didn't work out. Andy Burns phoned me and asked if I wanted to start a senior side. We joined the Scottish Amateur League and won it. Then, when the WOS League announced it was accepting 4 new teams, we thought we would never have a better chance to get accepted. The main difference has been finance. We need to raise £12,000 at the start of the season, as when you go from amateur to junior, you can no longer take £10 a week off the boys. However, with the finances in place, once the season did start, it was unbelievable. To only lose 1 game all season until the title was clinched was a great effort from the players. Kilsyth Athletic pushed us all the way, so there was little room for error. The only game we lost was against Kilsyth, and we had 7 players out, so I would probably have preferred it hadn't been played. The only other defeat was to Thrieve Rovers, after the title had been clinched, and we gave a lot of younger players a run out, so that didn't matter. Next season we'll be in 3rd Division against a number of long-established sides, and I don't want to be standing still. I want to win it too, and I'd be surprised if the champions can afford more than 2 defeats again. We played teams from a higher level during the season and did well, but there is a difference between a one-off game and doing it consistently week in, week out. As such, I think we will need 4 or 5 new faces to improve us for next season. That may be harsh on some of the guys who have just won a championship, but it is the nature of football. Despite our season only ending a couple of weeks ago, and much of the other leagues still being in action, I am already looking ahead to next season and have spoken to 5 guys about the prospect of joining us so far." That article was written by Brian Yule and it was read by me, Corey. Draw in the Derby is okay for Ashfield. An article by Brian Yule and read by me, Corrie. Ashfield boss Michael Oliver described the draw at home to Glasgow Perthshire on Saturday as not a disaster in the race for promotion to the WOS Second Division. The North Glasgow derby finished 2-2 and leaves Ashfield 10 points clear of 5th placed Craigmark Bartonians, who lost to Maryhill. The hosts took the lead in the first half injury time as Bobby Barr struck from the spot. However, Shire came back in the second half to take the lead through a Jordan Fraser screamer and a Paul Butler lob. Ashfield weren't to be left empty-handed and equalised through a second Barr penalty. Oliver told the club's YouTube channel, "In a game we knew would be difficult, I suppose on the balance of play we'll take a point. We are on a decent unbeaten run again now, and it is important at this stage of the season we keep putting points on the board." Craigmark dropped the points, so ultimately, as disappointed as we are not to have won the game, we've gained a point on one of our rivals, so overall it's not a disaster. Ashfield are home to Ardeer Thistle on Saturday, and then Forth Wanderers on Tuesday. Kirkintilloch Rob Roy will still be playing Premier Division football next season, after securing safety. The threat of relegation was put to bed last midweek, with a 0-0 draw at home to Kilwinning Rangers, and followed up with a 3-1 win as Cambuslang Rangers came calling on Saturday. Rob Roy will now be able to relax as finish off their season at home to Largs Thistle tonight, Wednesday, and then take a trip to Clydebank on Saturday. Already regulated Petershill will play host to Kilwinning on Saturday to see out the campaign. Rossvale are still clinging on to their First Division status despite a 3-1 defeat at Rutherglen Glencairn on Saturday. Connor Hamilton gave the away side the lead after 20 minutes, but Glencairn came back to claim with Jack McKelveen, Jay McKay and Rowan Fitzpatrick on target. Survival is now out of Rossvale's own hands, and travel to Shotts Bon Accord on Saturday, knowing anything less than a win will definitely confirm regulation. Glasgow City have extended their lead at the top of the SWPL 1 to 5 points. Goals from Kinga Kozak and Emily Whelan secured a 2-1 win at home to Hibs last weekend, and then on Sunday hosted Hearts as Claire Walsh, Linda Malthallow and Lauren Davidson were on target to secure a 3-0 victory. They were also given a helping hand from one of their ex-players, with Kirsty Howitt grabbing the only goal as second-placed Celtic lost to Rangers. The top two battle it out tomorrow, Thursday, as City head to Celtic and then host Partick Thistle on Sunday, knowing it is within their own hands to secure the title. Rossvale are now just a point behind Renfrew in the race for the Championship playoff spot. A 3-0 win at home to Ayr United came courtesy of goals from Megan Whiteford, Louise McJacobs and Cheryl Watt. They now travel to Renfrew in the penultimate game of the campaign on Sunday. That article was written by Brian Yule and read by me, Corey. Tigers roar into the semi-finals. Glasgow Tigers are through to the semi-finals of the BSN series after topping the Scottish group. Tigers went into the second leg of the tie at home to Berwick Bandits, holding a 13 points lead, and progress was never in doubt in a dominant 58-32 win at Ashfield. There was still drama with Berwick's Jonas Knudsen and Glasgow's ace Pidgeper involved in heavy crashes. However, thankfully both managed to avoid any serious ill effects. Glasgow boss Cammy Brown told the team's website, "It was a really hard night, but a wonderful victory. The boys were fantastic, super strong. Our best wishes go to Jonas, who crashed in Heat 1. It's a miracle that Ace walked away from his Heat 8 horrendous incident. We all feared the worst, and it's a massive relief he's okay. He was fabulous until that point. To see him win Heat 2, his first win at this level, was a great moment for him and the fans. So we are delighted, obviously, he's all still in one piece. Overall, it's job done. We are through the semis, having beaten a very good side. Tom Brennan picked up the first 15 points maximum of his career and dedicated it to Edinburgh legend George Cummings, the grandfather of his girlfriend Kirsten, who passed away recently. He told the website, "They've been amazing family to me, and George was an amazing guy." Tigers were due to host Oxford Cheetahs in the championship opener on Friday, but with rain forecast, the fixture was postponed. They'll hope for better weather as they travel to Scunthorpe Scorpions this Friday. Pull on your walking boots to explore the countryside. Campsie Festival Association, CFA, is hosting a Campsie Countryside Walk on Saturday as part of the Campsie May Fest. This will set off from the Village Hall at 10 a.m. and will end around midday at the restored station platform, with coffee from the Fields Coffee House, cakes and some live Scottish music. This guided steady ramble will explore the Glazert, Skimmers Hill and the 2 Red Moss plantations, covering approximately 3 miles in total. No dogs are allowed and children need to be accompanied by a reasonable adult. The wearing of walking boots is strongly advised and it is at participants' own risk to ensure they can cover the distance. Donations to Milton of Campsie Village Hall Trust are invited. For more information, call 01360 311 944. That phone number again is 01360 311 944, or visit www.campsiefest.org.uk. Again, that website is www.campsiefest, which is campsiefest.org.uk.
That concludes this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch Herald podcast. Please remember to subscribe to our channels at Tune Review and to tell your friends about our service.